I don't know what the hell that was, but we watched it. Like, I'm... Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is DDare Bionic, if you did not know, and I am black with another video. Alright, so it is the holiday season, okay? It's time to review some holiday films. Make sure you leave a comment down below what kind of holiday movies you want me to review. Listen. I'm not a holiday girly. I'm sorry. I don't like Christmas. I am not trying to yuck anybody's yum, but Christmas is not the season for me. It does not give what it's supposed to have gave. And it is very unfortunate that my beard is green right now, and it's not giving. It's not giving. However, there are some great spooky Christmas films that come out during this time of year. And the movie I'm reviewing today, Christmas Bloody Christmas, or as I kept affectionately calling it the other night when we watched it, Santa Bloody Santa, or Kill Baby Kill. While you're dropping a comment down below on movies you want me to review, specifically for this video, I want to see holiday films. They don't have to be horror related, but holiday movies you want me to review, whether I have seen them, which I probably haven't or not, let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get a notification every single time I post a video. I post twice a week, so make sure you got those notifications turned on so you're the first one to see my videos when they come out. Now, let's get into this wild and crazy film that was Christmas Bloody Christmas. Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts. Honestly, not that many thoughts. I overall enjoyed the movie. As always with my reviews, spoiler alert, this is going to spoil the film. With this movie, I'm not sure there is like a heavy need for a spoiler warning. A lot happens, but not in the way of a plot. I think this movie was maybe missing a plot. I think that's, I just discovered that right now while I'm sitting here about to review it. I don't think this movie had a plot. I think it was just a Killer Santa movie. We start the film with this ad for these animatronic Santa Clauses that have like 9,000 phrases, and they're super realistic, and you know that that's going to be the big bad of the movie. And so we meet our final girl, our main character, Riley. Is that her name? Nope, that's her real name. Tori, played by Riley Dandy. She seems familiar to me now that I'm looking at her. What else has she been in? Where would I have seen you, girl? We meet our final girl, Tori, played by Riley Dandy. She owns a record shop. It kind of starts with her. Her and Robbie, the other kind of... You can't even really call him a main character because he's just in it for, to be killed. But her and Robbie obviously have this sexual tension. They obviously want to bang each other, but he is her employee at this record shop that she owns. They're your typical alt people. They're like punk rock, deadheads, that whole shebang. If you live in St. Louis, you know exactly the person I'm talking about. You know who they are, you know where they go, and you know what music they listen to. It's that they're all the same person. No shade, because I love these people, but you know them. You know these people. And in that way, the characters are really relatable. For me, a little bit of the writing felt like improv. And I asked my partner Ronnie while we were watching it, I was like, does it feel like they're improvising a lot of this? And he was like, no, it feels like it's written like these people would talk. And if you know the person that I'm talking about, the pop punk, like rock and roll person that I'm talking about, then you know how they talk. Every other word is F-bomb. And these two characters specifically talk like that. It seemed in the beginning a little unnatural, but as the story progressed and as I got to know this character more, it totally made sense. Totally made sense for the character. It still, throughout the movie, felt really improvised. Not necessarily in a bad way, but to me, it felt improvisio. That's not even a real word. So we meet Tori. Keep calling her Riley. I'm going to keep calling her by her real name. We meet Tori. She's going to go meet her friend Lana and her boyfriend Jay. They work at the toy shop, TW Biggins or whatever the hell it is, where there is like one of these animatronic Santas and it keeps going off and it's being weird. But they're getting drunk. They're having a good time. It's Christmas. Tori is totally horny and is just trying to get some penis. And Robbie is trying to be the penis that she gets. She is horny, and she was gonna hook up with this guy, and they all talk her out of hooking up with this random guy. So long story short, they end up going to hang out with Lana and her boyfriend before they, do it in the toy store, which was totally weird. Why would you want to do it in the place that you work at? That's strange to me, but go off, I guess, especially a toy store. Like, that just is giving weird. But anyway, do it where you got to do it. Tori and Robbie leave, and they are continuing. They want to go somewhere else and get more drunk. So they go to a bar. While they're at the bar, the Santa, played by Abraham Barunby, who was great as Santa, very intimidating, but could have maybe been a bit more robotic. He seemed too real. He just seemed like a guy in a Santa costume, which takes you out of the robotic Santa thing. But he still was a great killer. Like, he was the killer.
I've been aware of the killer since birth.
We get to, they go to this bar, they're drinking, they get totally hammered. They meet this sheriff who's there, or the sheriff comes in as they're about to leave. Sheriff Monroe, played by Jeff Daniel Phillips, who apparently has been in a ton of Rob Zombie films. He seemed familiar to me. My partner immediately recognized him, and then we Googled it or whatever. Ton of those films, so if you've seen any Rob Zombie movies, you've probably seen him. He plays a sheriff. Inconsequential character. He doesn't really show up again until the end of the movie. So Tori and Robbie leave, and the bulk of this movie is spent with Tori and Robbie having this sexual tension between, it's very palpable. The way they're acting is the way people act when they want to fuck, and they are trying to pretend like they don't want to, those people, those two people in your friend group who are very obviously flirting with each other all the time and have probably fucked really drunkenly, but would like to keep it going. You know that person, those people. So that's all believable. They get in the car, so as they leave the bar, they walk by the toy shop again because they're going to get in Robbie's car. And they hear screaming coming from the toy shop where their friend and her boyfriend are supposed to be bang, bang, banging. Well, they were bang, bang, banging, but unbeknownst to them, Santa Claus done woke up kind of out of nowhere. And this is where I say the story doesn't really have a plot because, yeah, these animatronics, we have seen plenty of movies where an animatronic goes on a rampage and kills a bunch of people. There usually is a something. There usually is a malfunction, a bug, a glitch, a supernatural element. There's usually a something that makes it go crazy. And they kind of tried to tell that story with a news broadcasting, but they immediately turn it off, so you don't really know much about what's happening with these Santa Clauses. So they hear this screaming. Unbeknownst to Lana and Jay, I believe Jay is the boyfriend, Santa Claus has awakened. He has gone to the back. They are banging. They are going at it. They're having a good time. And you see Santa Claus pick up the axe. You see him go up behind him. Bam, he chops the guy in half. And then he bashes what's-her-name's head into the glass and kills her. And they are walking by and they don't see, but they hear the screaming. And they're like, oh, he is putting it down. They are like, wow, he is really digging her down right now. She is getting it. Little do they know, she getting killed up in there by the killer.
I believe in a lot of things, including the killer.
They go to Robbie's car. Santa Claus has followed them out. They don't even hear or acknowledge, and I feel like he could have maybe tried a little harder to get them. I don't know, but he's casually walking behind them. So they leave. They go to Tori's house to finish another bottle. They drink. They finally have gotten drunk enough to hook up. So they're hooking up while across the street, the neighbors are getting murdered.
The killer is on the loose.
Murdered, killed to death. Daddy gets his face curb stomped into the stairs. Mom gets chopped up, her eye chopped out, and even the little boy got killed. Though they didn't show it on camera, which I thought was sweet, I guess. So we didn't have to watch a kid get killed, but also like they show the axe go up and the axe go down. So he did. So Tori sees this through the window. She sees the axe go up and the axe go down, and she's like, oh shit, I think this guy just killed the neighbor's kid. And then he comes over. Tori has her sister and her brother-in-law are there, which they're inconsequential characters. They immediately get killed. And they're hiding from this, what they think at the time is a real person in a Santa outfit killing people.
Don't you keep a bat from Yankee Stadium in your night table drawer? They're so convenient. All you have to do, clunk one time with the killer.
Little do they know it's an animatronic. He throws the dead body of the dad he just killed through the window to get into the house and kills the sister, kills the brother-in-law. Tori and Robbie get away. They drive off. They end up crashing because they're drunk. Like, they are still actively drunk. They end up crashing into the neighbor's car. The neighbor comes out. He's screaming, yelling. He gets murked. And then Robbie gets killed. And then police show up because the neighbor had called police, which that is the fastest I've ever seen police show up anywhere ever, even in a movie. He called them and then seconds later they were there. Seconds later. Like, not long enough for anybody to have gotten away later. So the police come, the police officer gets killed. I mean, like, this animatronic Santa Claus, he shoots him and the bullets are bouncing off, like making a metallic sound. Like, it's clearly not, there's no blood, there's nothing. And he's like, yeah, he's dead. Sir, are you using your eyeballs at all? Are you observing the fact that there is no blood in the snow on the ground? There's nothing is proven to you that this man is dead, yet you're saying to her that he's dead. Not true. So the police officer gets killed. She drives away in his car, meets up with this other police officer. His name is Officer Smith, who personally to me was probably the worst acting in the film. The acting in the film was actually great. Riley Dandy really carried this movie. She was giving her all 100% the whole entire time. The guy Sam Delish, however you want to say that, who played Robbie, also very good. But this guy Jeremy Garden just, I don't know, it seemed unrealistic. And I think that's the thing for me with films. I know it's all fantasy and it's not real or whatever, but to me it seemed unrealistic of him to see her frantic with the window bust out, covered in blood, and maybe not assess the situation more. Does that make sense? Because he immediately just jumps into, what did you do? He's screaming, cussing, like going off on her, arrests her, puts her in the back seat. I mean, he is laying into her without even remotely being like, whoa, you're covered in blood. What the hell is happening? As she's actively asking for help. Seemed unrealistic to me. His response was not normal, natural, or like, it just did not make sense by any means to me. And it just felt overacted. It felt like he was doing too much. Like, calm down. You can be mad, but you ain't gotta scream like that. It was too much. Too much. I don't know if it was his choice or a directing choice, but it was too much. And honestly, at this point, we're toward the end of the movie. Like, a lot has happened, but a lot hasn't happened. And that's why I say this movie doesn't really have a plot, because there's no real trigger for the animatronics to go crazy. There's no real reason why the animatronic followed them all the way to her house. And there's no real reason why the animatronic is even continuing to follow specifically her. Like, it's chasing her. Like, it has recognized, I don't know what it is. It's weird. But so at this point, we're about 20 minutes left in the movie. We get to the police station. She's trying to explain to them what happens. They find out that all of the other officers that went to investigate have been killed. Santa Claus drives up in an ambulance. Now animatronic Santa can drive. What? Drives up in an ambulance. The sheriff gets killed. Officer Smith gets killed. And it's basically the final showdown. And we have the final showdown, I shit you not, 4 times. Once in the police station where she tases him and realizes that he is an animatronic because his like lights glowing, his eye is like ripped off and laser beams are coming out. Not like shooting laser beams, but like you can see the scanning lights. She tases it, and instead of taking the axe and like chopping its head off while it's shut down, she runs away. It chases her. Then she drives. Something else happens. Then she drives the ambulance to crush it with the car and blow it up, but it doesn't blow up. It gets up. She crawls into breaks into her own record shop, is like smoking a doobie. It comes in. She's like, "Are you kidding me?" She's trying to set the fire alarm off. Or no, she's got a sword first. She's got the sword. She's like stabbed it. It shuts down. Instead of trying to make sure that it is done, like chopping its head off, something like that, again, she walks away from it. It wakes back up again. She's trying to, instead of running for a fire alarm or something, because this thing is super injured at this point. Instead of running to pull the fire alarm to make the sprinklers go, she lights trash on fire and puts it up to the sprinkler, falls off, breaks her ankle. It like shuts down again and then wakes back up again. Oh my God. I was like, this thing is ridiculous. What kind of crack cocaine is this robot on? What kind of crack cocaine? What is it? What are we doing? What is happening? It has awakened 4 times from dying. Four times from dying. So her ankle's broken. Her fingers have now been chopped off because it chopped her fingers off. She's still trying to get away from it. Finally, she eventually kills it. She blows it up. And that's where the movie ends. She's laying in the middle of the street. She has blown up the creature or the animatronic. Let's get into my final thoughts because this was a wild journey, y'all. On IMDb, this movie has a rating of 5.2 out of 10. It came out this year. It's an hour and a half. I would maybe go a little higher with my rating. I'd maybe go 6 or 7. I don't know. Maybe 5 is right. It's average. It's a movie. It's not great by any means. It doesn't bring anything new to the table. It lacks a plot. There is no plot. And I don't know that necessarily hinders the movie, but it definitely doesn't make it better. Yeah, it's interesting. My partner wanted to watch it. I was interested to see it because I always am down to watch a scary Christmas movie. But it really was just odd. Santa didn't always seem animatronic. Sometimes he seemed a little too human. The deaths were great. The budget was fantastic. They definitely had a big budget for this to make this movie. Yeah, I think it was all in all a good movie. It just lacked a plot. It just needed more. It needed to be fleshed out more, I think. It was the perfect length. The kills were cool. The acting was good. And it's a nice little throwaway movie if you want something to watch on a rainy night and you want to watch something spooky. I would throw it on. It's a Shudder exclusive. I don't think I ever mentioned that through here. Shudder exclusive. So if you have a Shudder subscription, check out Christmas Bloody Christmas or Santa Bloody Santa or whatever the hell the movie is called. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want more content like this, comment down below what you want me to review next, and make sure while you're down there to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get a notification every single time I post a video. I post twice a week, like I said earlier in the video. Make sure you follow me on all my social media. I am linked down below at the link tree. All of my links are there. You can find me on everywhere at DDare Bionic, as well as my discount code for Lunar Tights hair color to get 15% off your next purchase. Yeah, that'll do. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.